What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back into another video. Today I want to go over a topic that I honestly have been bothered with for the past week or so. We discussed it on a couple of live streams as well on Kush's channel. I think it was his Just Chillin' podcast. We were talking about it more extensively. I talked about it on my week 1 thoughts post game of the preseason game the Giants just had. But that is Aaron Robinson. But before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor. Gentlemen, we have a reoccurring sponsor on the channel, and I'm very, very excited. This video is being brought to you by Manscaped. The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this Performance Package, you're going to find yourself the new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your goodies. First off, we got to talk about this heavy hitter, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming and, dare I say, the best ball hair trimmer ever. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is still waterproof and still has the LED spotlight you need for a more precise shave. They also have an option to lock it so it doesn't turn on inside your travel bag or while you're traveling anywhere. So that's also nice to see too. So something I didn't receive in the previous sponsorship that I received now is the Weed Whacker. It also provides waterproof and skin-safe technology that reduces nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Manscaped even threw in 2 new gifts for their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped boxer briefs and the Shed travel bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. The Manscaped boxer briefs are absolutely one of my favorite pairs of boxers. I received them in my last sponsorship, and now I get another pair here, and that makes me ultimately excited. Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the channel once again. And once again, you guys can use the code KB27 for 20% off plus free shipping. That is promo code KB27 for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. So thank you for Manscaped for sponsoring this video and sponsoring the channel. Make sure you guys pick up your Manscaped products and make sure you guys use the promo code KB27 for 20% off plus free shipping. So that being said, let's talk about Aaron Robinson and that second cornerback position, because the reason why this bothers me so much is that the Giants have been plagued with that position, more specifically being the weakness of this defense for years now. We've always had somewhat of a number 1 corner, right? James Bradberry, you go back to Janoris Jenkins and DRC before that, now Adoree Jackson. Like, we've always had a decent number 1 corner, but that number 2 corner spot has always been riddled with injuries and been put with, for lack of a better word, not great players there, right? So you can go down the list. You can go to Corey Ballentine. Do you guys remember Antonio Hamilton? You guys remember Ryan Lewis? What about Isaac Yiadom, who a lot of people weren't a fan of, who I think was okay? And then you go to Rodarius Williams, right, who filled in for a couple games till he got hurt. But this is just a couple of names most recently that have been our number 2 corners. Some of these guys are not even in the NFL anymore. Ryan Lewis, where is he? I never even heard of him before he was a New York Giant. Isaac Yiadom is on the Texans now. Antonio Hamilton, I don't know where he's at anymore, but he was mostly a special teams guy. Corey Ballentine's not in the NFL anymore, and Rodarius Williams is still with us. And those are just a couple of names. Those are just 5 names that we had at our number 2 corner spot that struggled mightily and was a big weakness of this defense, and they were targeted a lot. And now I see that trend continuing with Aaron Robinson. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I liked the Aaron Robinson draft pick, and by no means am I saying he's a bad player. He's probably better than most of the names I mentioned already, and I'm fine with that. But the problem is week 1 of the preseason against the New England Patriots, where the Patriots don't even have great receivers as it is. Tyquan Thornton is okay, that Wilkerson kid's all right, but it's really telling when in a preseason game, automatically the offense is already picking on a weak spot, and they're just abusing it, right? The first 2 drives, the first 2 possessions for New England, they went after Aaron Robinson, and the statistics are a little telling about how bad he played, but it also has some good things as well, and that's what we'll talk about as well. Aaron Robinson finished off his day allowing 3 catches out of only 6 targets. That's 50% completion, which is all right. 44 yards, 1 touchdown allowed, and 2 passes defense. One was a good makeup play from getting burnt down deep down the sideline and was able to, knock the ball away from the receiver. I believe that was Wilkerson that was the intended receiver. And then there was another instance where there was like a fade route in the end zone, and he was able to knock that one away as well. So, he was targeted 6 times and only allowed 3 catches. It was an up and down day for Aaron Robinson, but in my opinion, it was the bad that really outweighed the good, because the sheer fact that he was targeted much more than any other defensive back was targeted throughout the starting defense. 6 times out of only 2 drives is a lot for just a cornerback, just one cornerback. And so, I mean, you can tell that the offense were looking his way and trying to set up a matchup between him and whatever receiver was there. And to me, it's really telling about what the future is in this season with Aaron Robinson. He's going to be tested a lot. They're going to try to find ways to, set up matchups, going his way rather than Adoree Jackson. Because if you ask me, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I'm asked to, either, throw Adoree Jackson's way or set up a matchup to try to pick on Aaron Robinson, I'm going to Aaron Robinson all day long. And like I said, we've seen it from these past cornerbacks that I've talked about. You could watch the tape. These guys are targeted often, early and often. So Aaron Robinson to me just seems like another player that's going to be targeted that often. Now listen, Aaron Robinson is not a bad cornerback at all. He's played out of position. He's thrown early into an important role in the defense very early when that wasn't expected of him. You guys know he was drafted in the 3rd round last year. He was drafted to be a slot corner, like a man slot corner, a guy that's a really good tackler as well. A lot of people were saying, hey, maybe he should move to safety because of how well he tackles. But he's a slot corner, better playing at man, so that's good for him there that we run a man defense. But like I said, he's more of a slot guy, not more of physically imposing sort of outside corner. Now I know Adoree isn't the tallest guy out there, but he's definitely more skilled in that area. For Aaron Robinson to be coming off of his injury in his rookie year, only playing about maybe half of the season, if that, and then being thrown into the role after James Bradberry departs to the Eagles, being thrown into the role as he went from the backup slot corner, because Darnay Holmes would have probably kept his job. He went from backup slot corner to starting boundary corner, to the number 2 corner. So that to me is a big jump. I don't think he's ready for that just yet. Am I saying that he will never be ready for that? Absolutely not. I believe he has the tools to get it done. Like I said, he is a man corner. He does have the height and the size to be a boundary corner. It's all a matter about putting it all together, and his development right now is he's just not ready. So what I propose really is for the Giants to go out and just get a veteran corner. That veteran corner doesn't even need to start over Aaron Robinson per se, just to have a veteran corner there so you can rotate in there to try to get reps and not have to have Aaron Robinson out there all game. Because if you look at the depth that the New York Giants have throughout this season, it's not good. All right, it's not good. They already cut Michael Jacquet and Gerard Wilson, and it's only going to get worse from there. I really don't even know who's backing up these guys anymore. They're rotating these cornerbacks so frequently. I'm not able to keep up with who they're bringing in there. They cut Maurice Kennedy a couple of weeks ago, who we thought was going to make the roster, and it just keeps going. Like I said, these guys don't necessarily need to start over Aaron Robinson. If you want to develop him and try to develop him that way, have him be the starter, that's fine. But you definitely need to add a veteran in there for depth to help out with this cornerback room, because it's bad. The 2 free agents that I really boiled it down to, or 3 rather, is Xavier Rhodes, who is an older corner but still looks like he could be productive. I know he's always been on the slower side, but to me that doesn't matter when you're just trying to bring in some veteran presence. Another one is AJ Bouye, who had a really good career, starting off with the Texans and then going to Jacksonville, where he really made his money there. Went to the Broncos, and then I don't know what happened to him then, but he's currently a free agent. I think he was last seen with the Panthers. but he was a really good corner at some point. I think he just hit 30, so that's not too old to be a corner, and we could definitely bring him in on a cheap contract because at this point of the season, he may be on the cheaper side. And then also, my last option, I know he's younger, but he's definitely not a good option, is Kevin King. I know Kevin King is a guy that ends up with a lot of interceptions, but I don't think Kevin King is good at all. I think he's a guy that gives up a lot of yards. I'm not really sure if Green Bay runs a man or zone scheme. Don't know if he's a man or zone corner. I know he comes from Washington. Washington runs like a very cushioned cover 3 scheme over there in Washington. They play a lot of zones, so I imagine he's more of a zone corner, so he's my last option. So those are the guys that I'm really like looking at, because you look at the cornerback free agents, they're just not very good. They're either really old or not proven, and those are the only like 3 names that I'm really thinking about bringing in here, that I would try to bring in here to help with the depth of the cornerbacks. So you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know a lot of people are just saying, listen, this is a rebuilding team. You know, we don't really need to throw out Aaron Robinson right away. You know, we don't need to, replace him right away. Just let him develop. This is a rebuilding team. We're not going to win anyway. What's the point of bringing in a veteran? But at the same time, I don't want to hear, if you are one of those people in that camp, I don't want to hear anything when literally offenses are moving down the field solely because Aaron Robinson is getting dotted on constantly, time and time again, and that's how they're moving down the field. If you establish a weak link, if somebody discovers a weak link on your defense, they are going to attack it until you replace him, and obviously his replacement isn't going to be any better than he was. So that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!